Hello everybody, Indigo Priestess here. Basically I decided to just speak a bit about my paranormal experiences and why believe in the paranormal. Sometimes I still am a little bit skeptic, but it's okay to be skeptic. And I know it sounds a bit strange because I've seen spirits with my own eyes, and my kids do too. Yet I'm still skeptic about what I'm seeing. But I guess you know what? Like I said, it's okay to be a skeptic, even though you see these things. Most ghost hunters and are skeptics themselves, even though they have proof and evidence of what they've found. So basically, I've had experiences since I can remember, but my biggest experience for me was a spirit that I saw in our backyard, and that stayed for me for quite some time because I didn't see it on my own. I saw it with my eldest sister, well, second eldest sister. And we saw it together, even though there were other kids with us. They couldn't see it, but we saw it. And that wasn't my first. When we saw it, I just remember, like, I couldn't grasp it, I was just seeing this person, but I could see right through it, and my brain couldn't make sense of it because it's like, what the heck? It was in this white spectra image, but you could see the features. It was above ground. I couldn't see the feet. I could see the arms, the neck, everything. And I was quite fascinated, to the point where I would sleep with my curtains open, just to see that man again. Because it fascinated me, and at the time I didn't know if it was what I saw. So obviously, being ignorant to it, I thought, wow, this must be some type of a special alien or being. So I would sleep with the windows open 3 in the morning, and I would look out the window under the tree in our yard, and just try and see if he would come back. But he didn't come back eventually. He did come back, but not that evening, nor did he come back like months later. Basically, it took like a year before this spirit visited me again, and I was quite uncomfortable because when it came back to me, it grabbed my arm while I was lying in bed, and I couldn't understand how can this see-through being grab my arm. Obviously, a year later, you're a bit older now. I was 9 by now, and I understood now what it was that I saw, and my sister understood what it was that she saw. And basically, it touched me, and I tried to grab the arm, and my hand went right through it. And it freaked me out so bad, I jumped next to my sister, because I was actually lying at her foot end. My elder sister, we're very close, and I jumped right next to her, and I just cuddled her. She doesn't even know about it. But yeah, it just freaked me out because obviously, like I said, I wasn't sleeping with my curtains open anymore to see it under the tree, because now I understood. And now all of a sudden it was coming to me at night. And, when I was alone in the house, things would move around. Ball would just roll down the passage, and I'd be like, what? Like, we don't have rats or mice, or, what kicked that ball to me? And I would kick it back, and it would come right back to me again down the passage. And, dishes in the kitchen would move, cupboard doors would slam open and close. Eventually my father started getting a bit suspicious, and he dug a hole under the tree where my sister and I saw this man. And because he thought maybe there was a body there, but there was absolutely nothing there. It was completely clear. All we saw was roots. But then what was really strange was there was another huge tree in our backyard. We lived close to the lake, what we call the Flay. And under this tree, and I didn't know it back then, but now that I practice magic myself and do spells, was actually a jar. It's almost like a jam jar, and it can kind of, what I know now is it can actually be used as a form of a curse. Obviously, I was very young at the time, but now that I practice magic, I know more about it. So that jar still interests me because, you know, there was paper in it and it was like a yellow liquid in it and it was under the tree. I mean, who would do that? We never bothered opening it, but we just threw it in the dirt bin outside. We dare not bring it into the house because we just thought maybe it was poison or something, but I now know that it was actually witchcraft. You know, this spirit, actually, I never spoke about it to my family, but it kept on visiting me. Even when we moved out of the house, it kept visiting me until I had to get rid of it myself and do a cleansing and release it from me, because I realized that it was actually a spirit attachment. You know, that would explain why at the time I was also feeling drained, and I was, oh my God, I was so sick. I was in and out of hospitals, and had severe depression at the age of 11. I mean, what kid goes through that? And, you know, my mother was with me every step of the way, trying to figure out what was going on with me. But now that I'm older, I realize that it was a spirit attachment. That spirit was attached to me, that even when I moved out, it would still come to me, and it would give me dreams where it was pulling me back, and I would literally in my dream hold onto my bed while this force was trying to pull me back to that house. It was the weirdest thing. I couldn't even drive past that house. But now I'm released from it. I did my own releasing. Obviously, I wasn't doing spells at the time, but I knew enough, you know, being somebody who researched from the age of 10 and always knew there was more to life. I managed to get rid of it and get it off me, and I'm now released from it. But I mean, that was my biggest paranormal experience. And obviously I have so much more, where I'd be cooking in the kitchen and I'd look in my backyard, and I just saw these 3 spirits, and I was like, huh? Okay, that's pretty darn random. Why are you guys just appearing in my backyard? You know, weird. But anyways, this happened at a house that my husband and I moved to, and we both actually knew that house was a bit screwed up, because obviously, you know, we would sleep at night and my daughter's toys would go off. It would move around in the room. The cupboards would also open and close, and when I was alone at home with my baby at the time, I never really felt alone. I could feel things watching me. Obviously it would make sense. I mean, seeing spirits in my backyard at that place. And we eventually put all the toys outside because it started to freak us out really badly. And obviously at the time I wasn't really doing my spells and that and my cleansing. I was mostly focusing on my daughter. But basically the whole point of this video is just to let you guys know that you need to open your minds, that there's more to this life than what you are seeing around you. Basically, there are other beings out there. There are just so much more to life than what we are seeing. So try and get out of, you know, the matrix, the busyness of life. Try and go on a spiritual journey, and you will start to see, or watch my video on how to open up your third eye, and you know, you will start to see so much more. You know, life is so freaking exciting when you can see a bit more than what you could when you were younger, or when you were more close-minded. Open up your mind, but do it with love, and do it with God, and you will see the beauty that's out there. Obviously for me, I still see spirits, and my daughters do too, but it's interesting, it's exciting now, because now we're more in, well, I'm more empowered now. So I would just ask it to move on, or what is the problem, what can I do to help it. And I would pray for the soul, because most of the time, souls that still wander on earth, you know, they're actually called ghosts. They are wandering on earth because they're afraid to move on to the light. They either have unfinished business, or it's because of the religious foundation that they were brought in. So and they feel that they are not worthy enough, and they believe in their heart, because of that religious foundation, that if they go to the white light, they will surely be persecuted and sent to hell. So that is what happens. That is why most spirits still wander on earth, because they're afraid of what's on the other side. Not all of them remember who they were before they incarnated. A lot of them are still under the impression that what they were taught on earth is how it is above, but that's not really how it is on above, because above is amazing. We have free will, we will feel joy we've never felt before, we can travel to other planets. What we are taught on earth, that our thought is creative, we can immediately create. Obviously, this happens when you're not on the level of being a ghost, but you're on the level of actually remembering who you were before you incarnated, when you reach the point of moving on and going through what they call the white light. So, yeah, I can talk about this forever, but I plan on making way more videos. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be chatting soon. Please like, please subscribe. I've got so much more things that I would like to talk about and teach you guys. Obviously, being a mom and a wife, I can't do it all, but I will take it in my stride, and I will continue to just chat to you guys. This is also just what I love to do, and I love you guys all so much. Peace, take care of yourselves, and pray for those in need, and just have a good evening. And I'm going to now relax with my daughters and have some popcorn and have some mommy daughter time. Love you all. Bye.